Hey everyone, this is Daniel Donato, and what I want to talk about today is things that I've learned from Albert Lee, Brent Mason, and other guitar players that I've discovered on YouTube and eventually met and played with them. Albert Lee has this really fluid, really soft way of getting around the fretboard, and he plays very long. Not in a way like Eric Johnson does. Eric Johnson might do a run that's like something like that. Very impressive, very fast, very staccato, very hard to execute. But Albert Lee will do something that's very long on the guitar. Something like that. When I first started learning guitar on YouTube, I'd never really gotten the concept of look at a riff as a sentence, if you will, and say it goes for more than 3 or 4 lines. It's gonna go here and end here. That was very new to me. And Albert Lee kind of showed me that first concept. And the most simple way and entry way that I can kind of boil down his style to would be into this riff right here. So we'll be in the key of G. That's the entirety of the riff, but it sounds complex. But it's really, like, for the most part, the same thing. Now, with my particular way of looking at the guitar, I've identified every note as a scale tone, and scale tones are the Tetris pieces and or Lego pieces, or Lincoln Logs, depending what your parents bought you growing up. So I look at this as 1, 2, minor 3, 3, 5, 6, 5, 1. And so when I'm running through that riff, I'm just kind of cycling through that in my mind. So the first part of that riff, one more time slowly. 1, 2, minor 3, 3, 5, 6, 5, 1, 2, minor 3, 3, 5, 6, 5. And we're gonna get fancy on you here. We're gonna do something that's known as Mixolydian. Mixolydian is very bourgeois. It's the major scale, except you take the major 7 and you just move it down 1 fret to the minor 7. That's where that comes in, so check it out. That's Mixolydian with essence of chromaticism, if you want to sound really fancy. And then I'm just ending it with a good old double stop pattern, 2 scale tones simultaneously. And again, the motif of 3, minor 3, 2, back to 1. So one more time. Now really fast to show you what your potential can really be in life. Things I learned from Brent Mason. Something that Brent Mason does that's really, really stellar is he'll take minor and major pentatonic, and then he'll combine the 2 of them with chromaticism, but then he'll also let this high E string ring. So he'll do something like, that's really cool, as opposed to just going. So what we are is we're in the key of E. And then 5, minor 5, 4, minor 3, 3, 1, 7, 5, flat 5, 4, minor 3, 3, 1, octave. But the whole time, with your right hand, you're allowing this high E string to ring. What Bonamassa does, you can tell who he's influenced by simply listening to him. I love that. I love how they don't very much so hide it. It's just out there for you to appreciate. It kind of makes the player themselves a mutual fan to the listener. And I love that connectivity. Bonamassa, Eric Johnson, that's a real thing here. What Bonamassa does, he adds in one note that's a little bit different than Eric Johnson. He adds in this second note. So say we're in the key of G. He adds an A. You can just end the riff however you want. Super simple, just straight pentatonic. You can even do it up here. That was a little bit different, so. Basically, all you're doing is you're taking your pentatonic scale, you're adding in the second scale tone, and then you're running it down or ascending up with it in intervals of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are players that when I started learning the guitar, I typed their names in and was very much inspired by them on YouTube. I learned their stuff, and eventually I practiced enough to where I could play with them and see them execute these things in real life. So I promise everything I'm saying is true. Thanks for watching.